Hello, everybody. Scott Golden here with the All-Star Wrestling Review for the 27th of of January 1979. Glad to be in 1979. Certainly, 79, 80, and 81 are pretty well fleshed out here. About 60 of these left for your listening pleasure before we move on to another series, at least for a little while. Hopefully, WWE updates the 82 with more 83, 84, 85 until the run of the program is complete. Don't know if they will, hope they will, but anyway. As mentioned, going into this particular run here, this is the beginning of 1979. Lots of talent that people like for a number of reasons are here in this particular year, and we're going to run forward. Bruno Sammartino and Vince McMahon are the hosts here. Victor Rivera fights Steve Travis to a 10-minute time limit draw. Steve Travis is basically a Rookie of the Year type guy. They push him pretty hard. Victor Rivera, of course, heel, and had been pretty strong babyface for the promotion up to this point, the last few months. Super basic stuff. The Rookie of the Year thing eventually comes over the next couple of months for Travis. Travis doesn't really seem to care much about anything other than trying to do his best work. Lots of stalling, brawling, war by Victor Rivera. Rivera tries to do everything he can. Backdrop by Travis into a deep arm drag. They get, like I said, 10 minutes out of this as it is. A time limit draw. Greco-Roman knuckle lock in a weird position. Travis tries to get kind of the sunset flip into the deeper arm drag. They fall. They fight onto the Travis gets thrown onto the floor on the outside, and again, the coming back into the ring, trying to get some sympathy on Travis. I think there might have actually been a plan to maybe do a little more, lot more question mark with Travis, and ultimately kind of see where that goes. But the time limit draw is where we end up. We move to the next in the series of matches here. This happens to be a contest between Ivan Koloff with Captain Lou Albano pinning Steve King in 4:58 with a knee after the bout. McMahon interviews Koloff and Albano. The interview itself is pretty simple. McMahon basically saying Steve King gave him a challenge. Koloff wants nothing to do with it. Albano basically implying that his man will again be the world champion. Remember, this is the man that beat Bruno Sammartino, so lots of run there. Makes sense that Sammartino is not the one to interview Koloff, especially since, of the history between the two. Very punch kick basic offense by both guys here. Doesn't get all he wants on that, but manages to get a bit of a choke out. Back chin lock, and then the back breaker, and the win with the knee by Koloff. As mentioned, the promo is pretty simple. Koloff still believes he's one of the best in the world and not being given opportunities to be. Returning to the area that he believes he should be in, which is the championship position. Then we move to another match here. This particular match in this particular position is the Fred Curry pinning Johnny Rodz 359 with a flying cross body. Curry's debut. I don't know that Curry is here for a long period of time, but manages to, there's a little bit of brawling. Curry takes the man down. Flying Fred Curry Sr. I actually worked Independence with his son for a bit in the early 2000s. Had met Fred a couple of times, and a lot of respect for a guy who'd been around forever, mainly, though, in the southern Southwest territory, or territories. Anyway, the crossbody gets him a victory in a very basic match. Then we see Greg the Hammer Valentine, who gets major pushes during this time, 79, 80, 81, or at least while he's here in 79. Don't know how far he goes, because I know he goes back to Mid-Atlantic before too long. and then coming back to the WWF in 1984 or so. In any event, this is interesting because he's managed by the Grand Wizard, Greg Valentine, with the Grand Wizard defeating Lou Panamonchi with the series of elbow drops. Obviously, Valentine, in the much slower nature of things, very punch kick style, takes him down with some chin locks. But what I like is that Valentine strikes even here in 2021. Watching them, Valentine strikes looks snug. He looks dangerous, and beating a guy with a couple of elbow drops isn't where Valentine ends up, obviously, in the next couple of weeks. But you're getting him over as a guy who can use extreme basics to get things going in his direction in quick order, and I think there's value in that. Anyway, we move on to the main event of this particular program, and that is the tag team champion Larry Zbyszko fighting Johnny Valiant with Captain Lou Albano to a double countout, 6:41. Both men rolling on the floor after the bout. Two of the Valiants double team Zbyszko until Bruno Sammartino makes a save after running up from the broadcast position. Remember, Sammartino is the one that trained Zbyszko, so a long-term friendship is had there. Any event, a lot of punch kick stuff early by Valiant. Larry takes a little more punishment than is average for him here. Big back body drop by Larry Zbyszko, and then Valiant takes him down into kind of nerve holes, chin locks, and the like, trying to take things down. We get Zbyszko back up to a hammerlock position, also hits a sunset flip, gets a near victory, but again, once Zbyszko gets the victory, there is the double team, and Bruno and Lou Albano takes advantage, and then Bruno runs down to break things up and help his protege out in that way. We'll be back with more right after this.